That does it. Okay?
Looks fine to me. Well, good night, boys.
Good night, Dad.
Katie, I just thought of something.
Danny, if you drink one more glass of water, we'll have to launch you.
No, I was wondering what we'd call you after you and Dad are married.
Hey, that is a good question.
Should we call you Mother?
Well, I don't think so, Danny. Much as I would like to be your mother, I'm not.
On the other hand, they can't very well call you mean old stepmother.
What's the matter with just calling her Katie?
That may turn out to be best.
Oh, by the way, Katie, I forgot to tell you. Nancy Beth is coming over after school tomorrow.
Oh?
It's not what you're thinking, Dad. Well, she's having a little trouble with the new math, and I'm going to help her.
Now, that is a novel way of dealing with the ladies.
Well, I thought I'd really make her day and tell her about you and Katie being engaged. Well, she practically goes ape when she hears anybody's going to get married. The trouble with her is she's too darned romantic.
That's true of a great many women, Steve.
There's no such thing as too romantic.
Hey, I've got a neat idea. I know what we can call you after you're married.
What?
Mrs. Morley.
Isn't that a little formal, Danny?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
To tell you the truth, Dad, I'm not sure I know what formal means.
I think Stephen has the best idea. Why not keep on calling me Katie?
Good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Katie it is.
In the words of one Katie Holstrom, the yas have it.
Wonderful. Engaged to Mr. Morley. Why, that's positively the neatest thing that could have happened. Aren't you just thrilled, Steve?
Guys don't get thrilled, Nancy Beth. They just think something's a good idea or they don't.
Did he give you a ring? Oh, it's positively the most beautiful ring I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it real?
Yeah, quite.
That's good. When's the wedding?
November.
November? Why, that's positively my favorite month. Don't you like November, Steve?
Oh, I can take it or leave it.
Man, honestly. Oh, Miss Holstrom, it's just like a fairy tale come true. I mean, there you were, a little girl living on a farm, practically in a far-off land. And now, here you are, engaged to your Prince Charming.
Yeah, that's just about the way it is.
And in November, you'll get married and live happily ever after.
Oh, Mr. Morley and I will be very happy together.
It's just like Sleeping Beauty and her Prince Charming.
Yeah, happily ever after.
You know what you have to be to get married? An idiot, that's what. Believe me, marriage ruins everything.
Yeah. Now, could we get back to work on the bill?
Look, you and Katie will never have it so good as you have it right now. She's a great hostess, takes excellent care of the boys. She's a good companion for you. And at the same time, you're free to seek the company of others. You got it made, boy.
You seem to be overlooking one little thing. I happen to be in love.
Oh, yeah, sure. You're in love. Well, let me tell you what happens to that once you're married.
All right. What?
Out the window. Like that. All those day-to-day frictions? Oh, murder. Believe me, buddy, I know. I was paying attention all those 3 times I was married. You don't know how those little dolls change once they have you hooked. It's all that lovely community property.
Oh. I assure you, Katie isn't like that.
They're all like that, buddy. And wait till you see how those loving in-laws change. Oh, yeah. That's really enjoyable.
Oh, come on, Charlie.
Wait, there's more. The patter of little feet. Talk about persona non grata. Wait until the little people start arriving. But somehow the worst part about the whole dreary business is the garage.
The garage?
Yeah, the garage. They're always wanting you to clean out the garage. You try and relax some Saturday afternoon and see what happens. Clean out the garage, clean out the garage.
Katy would never talk like that.
Then there's something very murky that goes on between women and garages.
Katy's very, very fond of the mess in our garage.
Your conviction sounds hollower by the syllable. Hear it, buddy?
I do not.
I'm warning you, Glenn, if you get married, you might just as well hang this rock around your neck.
This is Sleeping Beauty Holstrom. She has been waiting hundreds and hundreds of years for the prince to come and waken her with a kiss.
Please, call me Glen.
Do you, Katy?
I do.
Do you, Glen?
I do.
Repeat after me, please. We do solemnly promise.
We do solemnly promise.
To live happily.
To live happily.
Ever after.
Ever after.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
They'll never believe it back on the farm. Married, Your Honor.
Now, what do you want to do a fool thing like that for? You want to get married?
I do.
I did my best to talk him out of it. I am his best friend.
You tell him about the in-laws?
Yeah, and the kids, and the garage.
And the garbage?
What about the garbage?
Never fails. You come home to your bride with good news like you just got made president of the company. That's nice, darling, she says. Take out the garbage.
And she doesn't even look up from her knitting.
May we please get on with the ceremony?
It's your funeral.
Wait just a minute. It seems to me
Apple?
that as a no thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. Hey, it's a darn good apple.
I've got this here friend. He has an orchard. Keeps me supplied. He gave me a whole bushel of them.
No kidding, that's great. Thanks.
The ceremony, if you don't mind.
You sure you want to go through with this, Buster?
I am, and don't call me Buster.
All right. Come with me. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
To take out the garbage.
To take out the garbage.
To cherish my mother-in-law.
To cherish my mother-in-law.
To keep a neat garage.
A neat garage.
And to abide by the community property laws.
to abide by the community property laws.
So long as you both shall live?
I do.
I now pronounce you man and wife, and lots of luck, fella. That'll be $10. Come on. If we hurry, we can still make the second quarter. There you go, Adam. Too bad. The Garden of Eden always turns out to be such a shambles.
Mr. Morley, it was lovely. And all those beautiful community property rights. Glen, it's such a beautiful day.
Oh, hi there, Katy.
Glen.
Was anything wrong?
Oh, everything's so right, I can't stand it.
Well, I'm certainly glad to hear that. Yes, sir.
Glen, November does seem like an awful long way off.
Does it?
Perhaps we could move the wedding.
You know, it's funny you should mention that.
You agree, then?
Well, yes.
That's marvelous.
But, sort of in reverse.
In reverse?
Yes. You see, I was thinking that, well, November is such an old, worn-out part of the year, and well, I was thinking, actually, of putting it off till spring.
Oh. I see.
Brides prefer a spring wedding.
Really?
Don't they?
I understand some prefer the winter.
Oh, it was just a notion. Well, you do understand, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Indeed, I do.
Okay, everybody, soup's on.
That's teenage for the tea's ready.
That certainly does look good. Doesn't it, Katy?
Yeah, it certainly does.
And here's your juice, Danny.
When are we going to be old enough to start drinking tea?
When you have your full growth.
Yes. I started before I had my full growth, and look what happened to me.
You certainly are amusing.
Yes.
Hey, what's the matter with everybody?
Why, nothing. What makes you think anything's the matter?
Well, it seems as though you're smiling because you just got your teeth cleaned or something.
That's ridiculous.
Excuse me, I have a headache.
Certainly, Katy. That's strange.
Not strange. When a lady feigns a headache, she's usually asking for special attention.
Katy? Katy? What's wrong?
Wrong? Nothing's wrong, Mr. Morley.
Oh, boy. Well, if I've said anything to hurt your feelings, I'd like
Let's
to...
get down to the issues, shall we?
Fine with me. What are the issues as you see them?
If you don't want to marry me, why don't you just say so?
I never said that I didn't want to. But it's curious that you think I don't. Are you perhaps projecting your feelings onto me? In other words, perhaps you're the one that would like to call the whole thing off.
If there's one thing I really can't stand, it's parlor analysis.
If you want to call the whole thing off, all you have to do is say so.
Well, then it's just a matter of who says it first. Is that it?
If you say so.
Oh, please, be my guest.
After you, Alphonse.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Morley, but under the circumstances, I certainly cannot remain in the house. It would be too uncomfortable.
Where will you go?
Margot and Charlotte can put me up until I get my bearings.
I do understand your feelings, Katy. But must you be in such a hurry? Can't you at least wait till morning? Give things a chance to cool off.
Believe me, Mrs. Morley, things are as cold as they can possibly get.
You will stay on as the boy's governess, won't you?
I think you know the answer to that.
But, Katy...
Surely you realize it's impossible to go back to the old arrangement.
Well, since there's no dissuading you, at least let an old friend help you pack.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Morley.
You know, I'm beginning to see this in a new light.
What do you mean?
Well, contrary to popular belief, marriage is not a fairy tale that guarantees living happily ever after.
Oh, I don't think I want this old thing. Could you use a nice soft duster?
Oh, thank you, dear. You'd be surprised how many people leap into marriage with nothing but a few romantic misconceptions.
No, imagine I would.
As the truth is, of course, that with marriage, the problems begin.
I've finished this. I think you like it.
Oh, thank you. I was just out of new reading. The point I'm trying to make, Katy, is that I think it's wise of you and Glen to call it off now.
You do?
I do. I mean, if two people can't weather the comparatively minor storms of an engagement, they'll never make it through marriage. So, I think it's very wise of you to call it off right now.
Well, I'm glad we have your blessings. I'm going to say goodbye to the boys.
Come in.
May we have a few words?
Words, yes, but please, no long sighs about broken engagements.
Ooh, on the contrary, I'm all for it.
Well, I must say that comes as a surprise.
I suppose you'll be starting to look over the new crop of unattached young ladies any day now.
Anything wrong with that?
Of course not. You must meet Ambassador Watson's daughter. She's smashing.
I have, and she is. But why are you for the broken engagement?
Do we really have to go into all that?
Yes, we do. I'm very curious.
I think you've been a bachelor too long, Glen. You've lost your flexibility.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, I've seen so many couples all snarled up over the simplest things, like the mess in the garage, for instance.
Oh, indeed.
Yes, indeed. In marriage, there are so many day-to-day frictions, all along the way from meddling in-laws to who will put out the garbage.
I suppose you could let the meddling in-laws put out the garbage.
I'm afraid you've been unmarried too long. It's a shame, but there it is. Well, I'm off to bed with a good book that Katy gave me. I suppose you know she's leaving tonight.
that you're leaving.
Ja. I just said goodbye to the boys.
Oh, let me help you.
I can manage, thank you. I'd like to have a taxi, please, right away. 3070 Marshall Road. The name is Holstrom. Thank you.
I could take you where you want to go.
That won't be necessary.
I'd be glad to.
No, thank you, Mr. Morley. I believe in clean breaks.
Can we be friends?
I don't think so.
Good. Because just friends is the last thing I'd want to be with you. Well, where are you going?
Outside to wait for the taxi.
You're perfectly welcome to wait here.
I prefer to wait outside,
Well, at least
alone.
Katy, I am trying to find my way back to you. Please. Is our fight really this serious?
Well, I thought it was.
I was upset by some things that Charlie Ames said. Fine marriage expert, he turned out to be a 3-time loser.
Well, I had an expert, too.
Did you?
A 13-year-old girl.
Let's make a pact. No more experts.
No more experts.
Just us.
Just us.
Miss Holstrom, are you busy in November?
Oh, terribly, Mr. Morley. You see, I'm getting married.
Indeed. Nice fellow?
Oh, fine fellow. Reminds me a lot of you.
Do you think he'd mind if I kissed you?
Oh, sure. But let's do it anyway.
Oh, I hope we have lots and lots of fights.
You do?
Sure. If they all end like this.
Well, buddy, have you decided to take all that swell advice I gave you yesterday?
What I have decided to do with all that swell advice, buddy, is ignore it.
Okay. It's your funeral.
All those grim things that may have happened in your marriages are certainly not going to happen in mine.
Okay.
Coffee for the lawmakers?
Oh, thank you, Katy.
Very thoughtful of you, ma'am.
Glenn, you know that list of things we're making to take care of when we come back from our wedding trip?
Yes?
I just thought of one more important thing to add to it.
What?
We must clean out the garage. It is a mess. See you later.
We must clean out the garage. It is a mess.
She did say we.
Sure she did.